Hello, my absolutely beautiful friends. It is me, Stormy, and I am thrilled to be doing this video for you today because I have been asked so much over this last 8-9 months how hard it was for me to actually move abroad. And so I wanted to come and make a video for you and share my experience, but also tell you that the world is really built for you to be able to move abroad if this is something that you're feeling called to. So I want to also share some things that I think make it the world open and easier for us to be able to do this and to take these journeys. So if you are a person who loves travel, like I love travel, you're thinking about moving abroad, you maybe want to go on vacation, whatever your travel, love, wanderlust kind of status is, I hope that you find something useful on this channel that makes it easier for you to fulfill your travel dreams and ultimately to live the life that you want. So if that's content that you're interested in, I would love a subscription from you right now. Push the subscribe button, come stay, hang out with me, and I will continue to bring you not only my journey, but information on how you can make your journey a reality, whether that is that you want to travel and move abroad for life or just for 6 weeks, okay? All right, so first of all, I want to tell you that really the world has changed. It has opened in a different way here in 2024, which makes travel, which makes becoming an expat, which makes your options of where you can go, where you can live, who you can be, the life that you can live, really very accessible. And one of the first things I want to tell you is that you have a resource at your fingertips right now today that you can access, and that is the online communities. It doesn't matter where in the world you want to go. See, let me not say that because somebody's going to come up with some little island someplace I've never heard of. Pretty much most of the countries that you may want to go live in or you're thinking about, there are online groups that are talking about it. There are people sharing the information. So you can hop on to Facebook. That's exactly what I did when we thought we wanted to go to Spain. We went online. We just looked up expat groups in Spain. And let me tell you, like over a dozen of them came up and we joined the groups. And in those groups, people are sharing their real life experience. They're not just sharing the glamorous side of what does it mean to live in Spain. Because listen, it is cold today in Spain. It is not always sunny. It does get cold in Spain, right? Sometimes the power goes out. These kinds of things, they talk about what's really going on, the experience. What does it really cost? What does it mean if you're moving with the cat and the dog? And how much does that cost? What happens to your children if they don't speak Spanish? Can you come live in Spain or Portugal or Korea if you don't speak Spanish or whatever the native language is, right? So there are online groups absolutely available. Not to mention, there are content creators. I'm on top of the roof of my building at midday telling you about what it is like to move. And I am not the only one. I'm a baby in the travel game as far as sharing my content, right? So you have access to real people with real honest experiences to ask questions about, to hear their experience, find out what kind of health insurance you want, need, and all of these things. So that is my number one reason that I think it is absolutely not too difficult to move abroad if that's something that you want to do, is because you have access to real people with real information. Now, the other thing, and this is absolutely huge, is the money. Especially if you're coming from like London, if you're coming from UK or you're coming from the United States. Most other places that you're going to go, it's not as expensive. It's just not as expensive. So, the money that you needed for a month worth of expenses and doing your daily life in the United States, you don't need in other countries. The cost of living is incredibly different. Now, ideally, what I think is the most ideal, right, is to make your money in the US or in the UK system, in the financial system there, and then spend it in the economy of where you want to live. Prime example, I make money with my own business that I run, and I make that money from clients that are in the United States. So I make United States money, I file taxes in the United States, all of these things, but I spend it in the Spain economy, right? Which means that I am saving a massive amount of money. And if you want a video on exactly what my bills and budget and things like that are, I can do that. Let me know in the comment section down below if that's something that you're interested in. But I want to share too, just a real live example. Okay. So back home, let's just talk about healthcare. Let's talk about healthcare. Let's talk about health insurance. First of all, let me just say, let's keep it to the numbers for this video. So at home, my health insurance premium for a family of 4 was going to be near $1,000 a month, was not going to cover copays, and also was not going to cover any specialist care that my one daughter needs to have. It wasn't going to cover her specialist doctors. Those were going to be more out of pocket costs. Okay. So just $1,000 a month for just the premium. That's not touching any appointments or anything like that. Here in Spain, for covering my entire family for a month, everything included, 160 euros. See, so I want you to really get this in your mind that financially, if you can find a way to earn in the US financial system and spend it someplace else, that you really can do this. The cost of living is absolutely incredible. My utility bill at home per month, and we're just regular Americans, family of 4, 2 teenagers, 2 parents, and the dog, of course, and some plants, right? $500 a month I was spending in utilities. And that is not because we are living our best life with a light show. Okay, here in my apartment in Spain, which is my apartment in Spain, I want to say is almost the size of my home in the United States, 130 euros a month, and that is consuming and using energy like an American. So if we were to even scale that back, I bet we could do better. So really, the financial piece can be in place for you. Now, if you're thinking that you want to expat from the United States to London, you're not going to save any money. The financial system, the economies are too much the same, but any place else, Spain, Portugal, Costa Rica, maybe you want to go to Georgia, right? These areas, it's really financially possible for you to do it economically, okay? But how do you do that? That leads me to my next point, is that digital work. Digital remote work is the thing. Now, first of all, if you don't want to start your own company and run your own service and your own product, that's fine. You don't have to. The world has opened to remote work. So if you want to work for LabCorp, because they're always hiring, okay, or you want to work for another company, or maybe the company you work for is willing to extend to a remote branch. These are real live opportunities where you can still work and earn in your own way in your US financial system, and then you're not tied. You can work to anywhere in the world that you want to work as long as you can meet the requirements of that remote work contract, okay? But that said too, I really am a big proponent of have your own company. Have your own thing, make your own money, because then you also have an unlimited amount of opportunities to continue to earn. If you're working with a corporation or a company that's not yours, you're actually going to find that you have a cap on how much you can earn. When you own your own company, your ability to create different income streams, or as Stephanie Perry calls them, income rivers, because we don't want streams, we don't want money trickling in every month. We want them running like rivers, and I absolutely agree with that. That is something you can do when you own your own company, because you have opportunity to monetize and to optimize in really different ways. So the ability to work remotely is absolutely an option. Now, let's say you don't want to work remotely. You're like, Stormy, that's not my life. You can come to any one of these other countries and you can work in the country provided you have the right kind of visa, okay? So if you have the right kind of visa and you want to come and be an au pair, or you want to teach English as a second language or another language that you know in these academies, you can do that. There are other kind of work visas and things like that that you can get that do make it possible for you to live where you want to go. Now, the challenge I do see with that, and I've talked to many people who are expats, but they are working like in the Spanish system, is that then you earn your money in the Spanish system, but you also have to spend it in the Spanish system, which is fine if you maybe also have another source of income, because, you know, when you live in the financial system you live in, it comes with those struggles. So we're trying to get off the struggle bus. I'm trying to embrace a lot of ease in how I live and how I do these things and make that available for you as well. But speaking of visas, let's talk about visas. There are so many different kinds of visas available today. Whether you are still earning and you're working and you need to have a remote work visa, you can do a digital nomad visa. These have opened up all over the world. Costa Rica is living their best life with it. Portugal, everybody's going to Portugal and they are happy with it over there. Okay, Spain has a digital nomad visa. I just saw recently that Japan has opened a digital nomad visa. So if you want to be working, have your own company, making your own money, that's a visa option option. You can be a student. Maybe you're going to come for just a little bit of time and see if you even really want to live someplace else. Come on a student visa. There are so many options. Now, for our family, we used bureaucracy.es. And so that is, if you're going to be in Spain, I'm going to link Marina. She's our attorney. I'm going to link her information down below, because working with a visa attorney was absolutely phenomenal for us, because it also gave us access to other professional, well-vetted tax people, real estate people. So that made the journey even easier. You can hear that it's just about noontime here in Spain. The church bells are going. So you have different visa options, and anywhere you want to go, there are going to be a list of resources of visa attorneys. But many of these visas you can apply for absolutely on your own. They walk you through on the consulate website of wherever you want to go. They walk you through the exact documentation that you need, when it needs to be done by, so it can be done by itself for a lot cheaper as well. But I will tell you that for us, we wanted an attorney. It was an absolutely affordable process. We paid in total to take care of a family of 4 people. We paid $3,000 to have every stitch of paperwork done, because it also has to be translated. They did absolutely everything to include booking every single one of our appointments. And we got stuck in one of our appointments, and we got them on the phone immediately, and they helped us. So Marina and her team, if you are coming to Spain, honey, yes, it is in the description box down below. Absolutely reach out to them. It was worth every penny, okay? Now, the other thing I want to say too is that it is also a real option for you to come move abroad, because wherever you want to go, there are so many locals that get to benefit from your presence in terms of teaching the language. So if you're like, I can't go there, I don't speak that language, or my language isn't that strong, there are not only the Facebook communities where you can join language learning there as well, but even when you land on site, there are locals who this is income for them. This is an option for them to have another way to make money in their life and in their own world, in their economy, and you get to benefit from the language. Not to mention there are intercambios at almost every one of the places that we researched, and the other digital nomads have shared with us. There are also just language schools, if that's something you want to take on more formally. So there are so many resources available today that make it possible to move to another country, to come abroad, to take the vacation that you want to take, and see that if the living abroad life is actually for you. Now, I've also got a little resource for you in the description box down below. It's a living, thriving, moving abroad guide of all of these different resources that we have used, some that have been shared with us, so that it makes your journey a little bit easier, a little bit clearer. You can see what the numbers are. You can see, what do you need to be safe if you're working digitally online, what kind of VPN is best, all of these kinds of things. I've put it in a nice resource guide for you down below. So if you're interested in that, click down there and check it out. All right, I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, and don't forget to check out my next video where I'm giving you more moving abroad help. Bye, friends.